They say money can't buy happiness, but it can certainly buy revenge. I'm Jennifer Collins, and this is the story of how my sister's dream wedding turned into her worst nightmare. All because she couldn't stop being a bridezilla, even after I paid $85,000 for her perfect day. Growing up, Lisa was always the golden child. Pretty popular, and perpetually pampered by our parents. I was the quiet one, the responsible one, the one who started working at 16, while Lisa focused on being homecoming queen. Don't get me wrong. I loved my sister, but her sense of entitlement was exhausting. When I graduated college with my business degree, I started my own event planning company. Everyone thought I was crazy to turn down corporate job offers. But I had a vision. 10 years later, Elite Events by Jennifer was the go-to company for luxury celebrations in 3 states. Not that my family noticed. They were too busy fawning over Lisa's latest boyfriend. Then came the big announcement. Lisa was marrying James, a hedge fund manager she'd been dating for 8 months. Our parents were thrilled, but there was one small problem. James had recently lost his job, and they couldn't afford the lavish wedding Lisa had always dreamed about. Jen, Lisa sobbed during one of our rare sister lunches. Everything's ruined. I can't have a backyard wedding like some farmer. What will my friends think? I looked at my crying sister, remembering all the times she'd supported me through tough times. There weren't any actually, but she was still my sister. What's your dream wedding look like? I asked, already knowing I'd regret this. Lisa's eyes lit up. For the next hour, she described her perfect day in excruciating detail. The historic Maxwell Hotel's grand ballroom. 10 bridesmaids in designer dresses. Imported flowers. Michelin-starred catering. A guest list of 300 people. I did some quick mental calculations. $85,000, I said finally. I'll pay for everything. Lisa squealed so loudly the entire restaurant turned to stare. Oh my God, Jen. You're the best sister ever. She hugged me tight, then immediately pulled out her phone. I have to start planning. The next 6 months were a whirlwind of wedding preparations. Despite owning an event planning company, Lisa insisted on hiring Bridget Montgomery, the most expensive wedding planner in the city. No offense, she said, but I want someone with more luxury experience. I bit my tongue and wrote the checks. The deposit for the Maxwell, $15,000. The flowers from Holland, $12,000. The designer bridesmaids' dresses, $20,000. The gourmet catering, $25,000. The rest went to various essentials Lisa couldn't live without. Throughout it all, Lisa barely consulted me about anything. I was just the bank after all. When I suggested using my company's connections to save money, she'd laugh and say, "This isn't some sweet 16 party, Jen. This is my wedding." 1 week before the wedding, I met Lisa for the final dress fitting. She looked stunning in her $13,000 gown, another check I'd written. By the way, she said casually as the seamstress pinned her hem, I had to make some last-minute seating changes. Oh, I was supposed to be at the family table, of course. Yeah, it's just, James's aunt is flying in from Paris, and she needs to be at the main table. And since you're not bringing a +1, where am I sitting? I asked, though I already knew I wouldn't like the answer. Lisa avoided my eyes. We had to put you in the kitchen area, near the server station. But don't worry, you'll still be able to see everything, kind of. I stared at her speechless. The sister who was paying for her entire wedding was being seated with the catering staff? It's just appearances matter, Jen. And let's be honest, you're not exactly. Well, your dress is from the mall, and you're not even dating anyone. I see. My voice was ice cold. Appearances matter more than the sister who's giving you your dream wedding. Don't be dramatic. Lisa rolled her eyes. It's my special day. Everything has to be perfect. I left the bridal shop without another word, my mind already formulating a plan. Lisa had forgotten one crucial detail. I wasn't just the sister with the checkbook. I was Jennifer Collins, owner of Elite Events, and I had connections throughout the hospitality industry. The day of the wedding arrived. The Maxwell Hotel's grand ballroom was transformed into a fairy tale setting. White roses and orchids cascaded from every surface. Crystal chandeliers sparkled overhead. 300 guests filled the space in their finest attire. I arrived early, dressed in a simple but elegant Versace gown that cost more than Lisa's wedding dress. Not that she would recognize designer clothing. She'd always assumed my success meant organizing children's parties in the suburbs. The ceremony went perfectly. Lisa and James exchanged vows under an arch of imported flowers. Our parents cried. Everyone commented on what a beautiful bride she was. Then came the reception. I found my place card exactly where Lisa said it would be. At a small table next to the kitchen doors, surrounded by the catering staff's break chairs. I smiled, pulled out my phone, and made a call. Mr. Reynolds? Jennifer Collins. Remember that favor you owe me? I'm calling it in. The venue manager's voice was warm. Anything for you, Jennifer. Your sister's wedding is beautiful, by the way. Thank you. I need you to shut it down. All of it. Right now. There was a pause. The whole reception? Everything except the power. I want them to see exactly what's happening. Consider it done. I hung up and waited. Within minutes, the servers began disappearing back into the kitchen. The bar staff packed up their bottles. The band stopped playing mid-song. Lisa was at the head table, basking in her perfect day, when she noticed something was wrong. The food had stopped coming out. The drinks had stopped flowing. The music had gone silent. What's going on? She demanded, looking around frantically. Mr. Reynolds appeared at her side. I'm sorry, Mrs. Parker, but the reception is over. We're shutting down. What? Lisa screeched. You can't do that. We paid for 5 more hours. Actually, I said, walking up to them, I paid. And I just canceled everything. The color drained from Lisa's face. Jen, what are you doing? Creating the perfect ending to your perfect day. I smiled. Since appearances matter so much to you. You can't. She grabbed my arm. My guests, what will they think? They'll think exactly what you wanted them to think about me. That some people don't belong at the main table. James stepped forward, his face red with anger. This is illegal. We'll sue. I laughed. Sue me with what money? You can't even afford this wedding. Check your contract. It's in my name. I can cancel it anytime I want. Mom. Lisa turned to our parents. Do something. Our mother looked between us, torn. Lisa, honey. Why was your sister seated by the kitchen? That's what this is about. Lisa threw up her hands. A seating arrangement? No, I said calmly. This is about years of entitlement. Years of treating me like an ATM, while pretending I'm not good enough for your perfect life. Well, guess what? My little party planning business pays for things you can only dream about. Including this wedding. The guests were starting to whisper, gathering their belongings. Lisa's perfect day was crumbling around her. Please, she begged, tears streaming down her face. Don't do this. I'll change the seating. You can have my spot at the head table. Too late. I turned to Mr. Reynolds. Please ensure everyone leaves within the next 15 minutes. After that, anyone remaining will be considered trespassing. You heard Miss Collins, he announced to the crowd. The reception is over. Please make your way to the exits. The next 15 minutes were chaos. Guests hurriedly grabbed their purses and jackets, whispering among themselves. Lisa's bridesmaids huddled around her as she sobbed dramatically. James's family, including the precious aunt from Paris, shot disgusted looks in every direction. Our father approached me as the room emptied. That was cruel, Jennifer. Crueler than treating your daughter like she's not good enough for the family table? He had no answer for that. As the last guests filed out, Lisa made one final attempt. I'm your sister, she cried. How could you ruin my wedding like this? I didn't ruin your wedding, I replied. You did that all by yourself. The ceremony was beautiful. You got your perfect princess moment. But the reception? I gestured to the half-empty room. This is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you. You're heartless, she spat. No, I'm businesslike. And here's some business advice. Next time someone gives you a gift, try gratitude instead of contempt. It's cheaper in the long run. I turned to leave, then stopped. Oh, and Lisa, the $85,000 I spent on this wedding? Consider it an investment in teaching you a valuable lesson about respect. The aftermath was exactly what you'd expect. Lisa and James's marriage lasted 6 months. Apparently, Starting your life together with a ruined wedding reception and massive debt isn't great for romance. My parents were angry at first, but slowly came to realize that their precious princess wasn't so perfect after all. As for me, elite events got even more popular after word spread about the wedding reception that ended early. Turns out people love a good story about karma. I had to hire 3 new event planners just to handle the increased business. Lisa tried to reconcile after her divorce, showing up at my office with tears and apologies. "I've changed," she promised. "I understand now how horrible I was." "Good," I said, not looking up from my work. Understanding is the first step toward growth. Can we try to be sisters again?" I finally met her eyes. "We never stopped being sisters, Lisa. But being family doesn't mean you get to treat me like I'm beneath you. I've worked hard for everything I have. I'm successful, respected, and yes, wealthy enough to throw away $85,000 on a lesson in humility." "I'm sorry," she whispered. "For everything. I know you are. But trust, like respect, has to be earned. Start with that." She nodded, understanding for perhaps the first time that actions have consequences. A year later, Lisa started working as an assistant at elite events. Not because I offered. She applied through proper channels and interviewed like everyone else. She's starting at the bottom, learning the business from the ground up. Sometimes, when we pass each other in the hallway, I catch a glimpse of the sister I always hoped she'd become. Last week, she handed me an invitation to her small, intimate second wedding. "No designer dresses this time," she smiled. "No imported flowers or Michelin stars. Just family and close friends in the garden. And the seating arrangement?" I couldn't resist asking. She laughed. A real laugh, not the fake socialite titter she used to affect. "You're my maid of honor. Try to keep the venue from kicking us out this time." I hugged her, feeling the warmth of real sisterly love for the first time in years. "No promises, but I'll think about it." Sometimes the most expensive lessons are the ones we need most. Lisa learned about humility and respect. I learned that sometimes tough love is the truest kind. And we both learned that real family isn't about where you sit at a wedding. It's about standing together through life's celebrations and disappointments. As for that infamous wedding reception, it's become something of a legend in our social circle. People still talk about the day Jennifer Collins shut down her sister's dream wedding. But what they don't know is that by ending that perfect day, I gave my sister something far more valuable than a fairy tale reception. I gave her the chance to become someone worthy of one. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.